What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, you guys? How y'all doing today? Come on in the room. Come on in the room. I'm gonna get IG ready. How you doing today, Tonya?
I'm going to say you live. You got
Oh,
everything. You
you
got
live.
all your boxes
Yeah,
checked
you
today.
live. You live. You got so many jokes for life.
I'm just want to make sure.
How you doing?
Mm,
How y'all doing today? Y'all tell me who in the room. How y'all
I'm
doing
great.
today?
I'm good.
You're doing good.
I am
Okay.
good. I am good. I mean, moving and grooving as always.
Okay. He asked me how I was doing.
How you doing today, Ashley?
I'm not doing good.
Why you not doing good?
I'm exhausted. I am tired. I shouldn't be exhausted, but I tried to stay up watching TV with you last night, and I'm not doing that again. At least I say I'm not. That's what it is. I say I'm not.
Yeah, I know she lying, right?
Right. How y'all? What y'all doing? Y'all ready to learn today? I'm
You
going
supposed to be
in.
going to
I'm
do
no.
your thing.
I am. I got this. I promise you, I do. All right. Let's get it. What's up, Alonzo? Alonzo. All right. Let's get started. I'm gonna add IG in as well. Let's get started.
Are you ready to unlock the secret to real estate investing without using any of your own money?
What's up, you guys? Join us for the Dynamic Funding Tour, a powerful lunch and learn series where you'll discover how to structure deals using our dynamic funding method. This is a proven way that we have learned to invest in real estate without using any of our own money, and we're going to teach you the same. We're kicking off in Atlanta at the prestigious Buckhead Club on September 26th from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Next stop is Birmingham, Alabama at the City Club on October 30th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And finally, we'll be in Montgomery, Alabama, so don't miss your chance to learn in an exclusive setting with Antonio and myself as you learn how to break into the real estate industry without using any of your own money.
Imagine learning to fund deals through private lenders, partnerships, and other innovative strategies.
You'll leave with real, actionable knowledge to grow your real estate business no matter where you're starting from.
This isn't just a seminar, it's an opportunity to lunch, learn, and leverage the power of our dynamic funding method.
You guys, there are limited seats available, so act now before they're gone. Visit our website, dynamicfundingtour.com, to secure your spot today and start building your real estate empire the smart way, using other people's money and learning how to leverage. We can't wait to see you there, you guys. What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you for the quick commercial break. Our dynamic
Commercial break is crazy.
Commercial break. Our dynamic. I'm not sure it's all one-sided. Our dynamic funding tour for Birmingham takes place tomorrow at the City Club. It's gonna be bananas. We started the tour with Atlanta at the first of the month. We did it with Atlanta. We're ending the month with Birmingham, and then we have a few weeks and we're planning one for Montgomery coming soon. We may have another date that we may release. I am waiting to go over it with Antonio to see if everything works well for him, but we may be adding another city to the funding tour. All right. Y'all ready for the dynamic funding tour? If you're coming tomorrow, I need to know in the chat I'm coming because we sold out.
If our volume is good, drop me a comment in the chat. Let me know our volume good. So that's one thing we want to make sure we start doing is checking our value. So give us a thumbs up. Give us something. Let us know that the value's good. We see y'all comments.
We can hear y'all.
We can hear y'all. We ain't got no issues because we are known to have technical difficulties.
First of all, we have no technical difficulties today.
We are known
have nothing today
to have technical difficulties.
What's up, Jimmy? Erica say I'm coming. That's right. What's
Erica
up, Robert?
in the room.
What's up? The volume is good.
Volume
Thank you, darling.
is good.
Thank you, darling. You can tell me my head just sticking up in all kinds of places today. What's up, Miss Smith? All right. So today we're literally going to be teaching you the secrets that Antonio and myself use when it comes to boosting up your credit score. All right. In as little as 30 to 45 days. It's usually how long it takes for the things that we're going to show you today for them to implement. Um, and then for them to reflect on your credit score. All right. Everybody's situation, everybody's credit score is different. All right. What makes it different is what it consists of. All right. All the information that is compiled together to make that score. So first we're going to dive into understanding what that credit score is, and then stay to the end. We're going to show you our tips and tricks for getting it up very, very quickly. All right.
All right. So that's her spiel.
That's not our spiel.
That's her spiel.
What?
The main thing that I want to say is understand that credit is a tool that is created to be used.
Yeah.
And if you don't understand the rules to credit, you can never take advantage of the possibilities of credit.
Absolutely.
So if your folks didn't teach you credit, that's not an excuse. We here to teach you. We here to give you some game so that you can start growing and doing things for credit. And not only your credit, but your kids' credit, your nieces, your nephews.
Everybody that's attached to you should have good to decent credit by the time we finish. It'll be your job, totally your obligation.
All right.
It doesn't take a whole lot of money to get that credit score up. I think that's probably, and we're going to dig into it, but that's probably one of the biggest misconceptions is I have to pay off every single thing that's on my credit report in order for it to look good. I promise y'all, it's a misconception. So things that we're going to talk about today. What is credit? How does it work? What is a good credit report? What does it look like? And how do I understand my credit report? For so long, I didn't even know like what all the jargon was, the information. I didn't even want to look at my credit report. If Antonio wasn't looking at it and telling me what it was, that was the furthest I wanted to go. But no, you have to understand it for yourself. All right. We're going to be talking about how to build that credit up from scratch. If you have absolutely no credit, how to build it, how to build credit with high utilization. If you are about maxed out on majority of your cards, but you still want to be able to build that score up, we're going to show you how to build it up with high utilization and how to build credit up if you have very little credit history. All right. Those are the things we're going to talk about today. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
What?
I didn't say that, bro.
All right. So what is credit? Credit is the ability to buy goods, buy services, not paying for it today, but making a payment in the future. Trust that you're going to make a payment in the future. All right. Creditors are believing in you that you can manage your money, and that although they're going to upfront you this money right now, they're going to give you this advance to pay for these goods and services right now, you're going to pay it over the future. All right. And that's pretty much what credit is. Sometimes you get store credits. Credit is credit, whether it's a store credit, your credit card, that's what it is. All right. Not most, but credit scores have a range. They range from 300 to 850. All right. Yes, it can be as low as 300, and yes, it can be as high as 850. Do you need an 850? You want me to be honest with y'all?
You do not need an 850.
You do not need an 850 credit score. If you have it, that's great. But don't let that be a goal that you got to have an 850 credit score, and every little ding that happens to your credit, it makes you spiral and go bananas. All right.
For the most part, as long as you're over a 720 credit score, you're going to get the same interest access to people that got an 800 credit score.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't have a 720, the goal is at least get a 720 credit score.
Absolutely. There are three main credit bureaus. There are Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Those are your three credit bureaus. All right. Those are your primary credit bureaus. They're going to report on whether you're paying your bills on time, whether you missed the payment, whether you are delinquent, bankruptcy. They're going to be the main warehouse when it comes to storing that information. All right.
What up, G?
What's up, man? Hey, Darius. Hey, Jokes.
So there are 5 main areas that are used to create your credit score. One thing I do want you to understand is that each industry have different algorithms when it comes to your credit score. So if you ever wonder how you can get a credit card and have one score and then get a car loan and have a different score, then you'll get a house loan, you got a different score. So all of them kind of use different algorithms, but for the most part, how it's made up is the same. All right. There's 5 different things, which she's gonna go to the next.
What's up, Queen? All right. So here's your breakdown. Payment history is the largest breakdown when it comes to your credit score. It's weighed the most when it comes to your credit score. After that is how much you owe. All right, how much you owe on your accounts. Then it's how long have you had those accounts? What are your length of history? How long on average did those accounts been established? What new credit do you have? And then lastly, what different types of credit that you have. All right. So different types of credit, meaning revolving, installments, a different mixture. Because if you car loans, if you only have installments, then you can't grow that credit score because you don't have a mixture.
Right? 2 things I want to say. One thing I want to say is there's a big difference in that category where it says amount owed. All right. There's a big difference in installment balances and revolving credit. All right. This is one of the biggest things that I need you to understand. The installment credit, it does not weigh heavy on your credit report. The revolving credit weighs a lot more heavy. All right, Antonio, what's revolving? What's installment? Revolving is your credit cards.
Yes.
In a nutshell, revolving is anything that you can pay and get access back to it. Installments are things like student loans, personal loans, mortgages, to where when you get that loan on day one, if it's $100,000 loan, your limit is $100,000 and your balance is $100,000, and you're paying it down. That's totally different when it comes to revolving. For the most part, if you get a $20,000 revolving account and your balance is zero, that's good. All right. So that's the first thing I want you to understand is there's a big difference between installment and revolving. The second thing I want you to understand is if you don't show that you can handle credit, you're never going to have a good credit score.
Big facts.
You have to get cards. You have to get accounts.
You have to establish yourself. Absolutely. In order to show them that they can trust you with more credit. How many of you?
Hold up, before you go too far.
Okay.
One of the biggest things is people will say that we come across, I don't have good credit. I have a low 500 credit score. But that's because you don't have any credit. Understand there's a big difference between having bad credit and not having credit. All right. Those are 2 different things.
All right. I want to do a quick poll in the chat. Let me know what's one thing that happened on your credit report that dropped your credit score. Just that one thing. One thing that happened. I want to make sure we touch on it. So just tell me one thing that you noticed dropped your credit score. In the chat, what's that one thing that dropped your credit score? And it doesn't mean that your credit score is dropped now, but in the past, what's the one thing that you know will drop your credit score?
You're going to go to the next one while they drop that? Okay.
Too many inquiries at one time. Okay. What else?
Late payments.
I see another too many inquiries. Okay. Utilization, late payments. Okay. Missing payments. Okay. Maxed out card. Okay. Paying off some of them revolving account. Paying them.
Ooh, that was a good one right there.
That's the one.
And let me make sure I read what she put. She put.
Let me go back up to it. Oh, where did it go that fast? Where'd you go?
You go too far down. It ain't that far down.
I know, but I don't see it. Okay, I don't know where it went.
Bankruptcy.
Absolutely.
Basically, somebody put paying off my accounts too fast, and man, that's a good one.
Charge off, running up my credit card balance, running off a revolving account, paying off a revolving account. What am I reading? Paying off a car
too early. Ooh, we're gonna talk about that. Ooh, we're gonna talk about that. All of them are things that will drop your credit score.
Yeah, some will drop them faster than others.
Some will drop them farther than others.
Absolutely. All right, let's talk about it. So your payment history is worth about 35% of your credit report. You see that?
Yes.
Can I fix that?
Sure.
I'm sorry, yeah.
All right, payment history. Payment history is a good record of on-time, late, and missed payments, past and current accounts. These accounts can include credit card, lines of credit, personal loans, mortgages. So understand that when they're looking at your payment history, they are looking at accounts that are closed too, especially if they got negative remarks on them. They're looking at those things. And credit not fair neither, y'all. That's why you got to understand the rules to it. Because if you got to close the account and it got late payments, it'll still hurt you. But if you pay out something early and you lose that history, it can hurt you. So understanding that it's not fair, you just got to understand how they operate.
Absolutely. Oh, and I see y'all asking questions like, what? Paying off a car too early? What you talking about? We're going to get to it. I want to touch on that one in particular. Credit card companies, they want to know, can they trust you? All right. No one wants to be the first person to give you a large lump sum when it comes to a credit card. All right. So they want to know if they can trust you. And the way that they can trust you is by monitoring and looking at your usage. All right. Your utilization. They want to know, are you using more than 30%? If you're using 30% or more, they're looking at that as debt, not as credit. So now they feel like you need that credit card. You need them to give you more. And guess what? Whenever they know that you're in need, then they want to back away. They want to know that you're not back up against the wall and that you don't need this per se, but you more so, you're going to use it. It's just a buy here, pay here, buy, just I've said that all wrong. I said that all wrong. Buy here, pay later type of thing. But you're going to actually pay. All right. That's what they want to know. But they don't want to know life is serious right now. I need this credit card. At that point, you'll probably get denials because you're already overutilizing what has already been given to you, or you may just get a little bit and not what you're requesting.
Well, man, you need to work this thing. I got a nugget to drop. It's gonna be a big one. The best way, we have see. I bought this little thing. She don't use it though. Don't worry about it. The best way to get credit. All right. This is the biggest secret that I've learned. The best way to get credit is to look like you don't need credit.
And I know the time that you're asking for credit, Ash, I need this credit right now. I get it. But there's ways to look like you don't need it. All right. So stay with me to the end.
So understand that when you look like you don't need credit, that's when people are offering you credit. That's when you get higher limits. But when they see that you are living off these cards, that you are not managing them right, that's when you don't get credit.
All right. Next, we're going to jump into the age of account. That makes up 15% of your credit score. So what happens is, can I talk about the car real quick?
Go on.
Okay. Go on. Say you had this car and it's been on your credit report for 4 or 5 years, and you got some other things on your credit report, but that 4 or 5 years from that car has really built up your age on your credit report. The moment you pay that account off, your age, that if that was your oldest account, your age now goes down to the average of your remaining accounts. So say the car was the oldest one and it gave you a credit report 4.5 years, right? But everything else you got in the last 2 or in the last year. So now your average is going to go to a year and a half to 2 years because you've paid off that credit, that car. It's not that you paid it off early, it's just that you paid it off and you didn't have anything else that you bought during that time to keep your score up. So if your score is worth 15 points, you're going to see a significant decrease in your credit score just for doing the right thing, paying off that account.
Yep. And that's how it can happen. And the one thing I do want you to understand when we talk about the age of accounts, it takes the average of all your active accounts and give you a age score. So just because you've had one account for 10 years, that doesn't mean you got 10 years of age.
It's not going to take the highest.
It's not just going to take the highest and say 10 years. They're going to take all of it and average it out. So if you ever wondered why sometimes you can go get a new car or you can get a new loan and sometimes your credit will dip, it's not necessarily because you got the new loan. It's because your age have been affected on your credit report. But as you make payments, it goes back up.
It increases, yes. So that's why, like Antonio said, you see that when you get a new car, oh, it was because of the increase. Depending on how many credit bureaus they rented. I mean, how many different companies and lenders they moved it to. Yeah. But most of the time, it's the age.
Your age is affected.
A brand new account that hits your credit report. And that makes up 15% of your credit score. What's up, fam? All right. Next is types of accounts. All right. Types of accounts, they are one of the largest scores when it comes to your credit report because it shows, can I manage multiple things at one time? Can I manage installment loans? Can I manage credit cards? What type of accounts do I have? And that's a significant amount of your credit score. So if you don't have a mixture, you can't expect your credit score to get to an 800.
Or if you only have installment loans, you can't expect your score to be super high. You need a mixture of those installment loans, revolving, personal loans, car loans, all those things help make your score strong.
Yeah.
All right.
So for everybody that's afraid to get credit, you can't say I want a 700. I want to be in a 700 club if you're afraid to get credit. You got to get credit and you got to get different types of them. All right. One credit card, don't do it. All right.
Inquiries. So there's a difference between a hard inquiry and a soft inquiry. All right. Hard inquiries are the ones that will drop your credit score. All right. But remember, inquiries are only 10%. Soft inquiries are things that when you get pre-approvals, a lot of times they're doing soft inquiries on your credit report. That does not affect your credit report. When you check your credit score, when you check your credit report, that does not affect your credit score because that's a soft pull. But when you go apply for a credit card or a car loan or a house loan, those are hard inquiries and those do affect your credit score.
So always ask, is this a soft inquiry or a hard inquiry? Now, just because it's a hard inquiry doesn't mean that it's going to significantly drop your credit score. All right. I seen someone had 30 inquiries on their credit report and still had a 660 credit score. So it's not the inquiries that's dropping the score. It's the new accounts because of the inquiries that you got that lowered your age because that weighs more.
Yeah. One of the biggest places that I see inquiries hurt people is when they go get a car loan. Because when you go get that car loan, they run your credit several different times. You get a lot of inquiries. If you stand, I would say between under 10, 80s, you're good from an inquiry standpoint. Don't let not applying for stuff because you're afraid of the inquiry stop you from getting credit.
Yeah, because you could actually get a deal. You just need to apply to get those deals. But if you don't put yourself out there to even apply, then you're not even going to get access to the money.
Just don't go crazy with the inquiries. Yeah. It's okay to have a few of them, and it going to ding you just a little bit. But when you start going crazy is when inquiries start to really ding you.
Agree. All right. Any questions so far? Drop some questions in the chat if you got any questions so far. I want to make sure that you guys are learning. And if you got questions, I want to be able to answer them. All right. Let's talk about, in the meantime, while you're dropping your questions, we're going to talk about what a good credit report looks like. All right. A good credit report is something that has minimum to no missed payments. Payment history should be spotless because that's your biggest section in your credit report. All right. So missed payments are going to drop you down significantly. So try not to miss payments. If you miss the payment, try to call that lender and ask them if is there any way that they can forgive that, especially if it's your first time, to see if they can get it reversed so that your payment history looks spotless. All right.
Credit card utilization. You want to keep that under 10%. All right. If you want to have a good credit report, keep it under 10%. And one of the ways that I like to look at it and I like to tell people is if you get a $100 credit card, all right, what's 10% of 100? 10. That's a $10 credit card. It's not a $100 card. It's a $10 credit card. All right. And do not try to use more than that on it. So just take those same basic principles. As the limits get higher, try to only use 10%. And if you get more than 10%, go put that card somewhere and don't use it.
Go find another one.
We're going to always have emergency situations. Mm-hmm. That's a different story. But if you just casually spending, try not to spend more than 10%.
Absolutely. This credit report has 6%. So guess what? That credit score is going to increase because it's looking like they don't need it. Derogatory marks. You want to make sure there's no charge-offs, there's no collections. Those are going to heavily affect your credit score in a negative manner. Let me do this real quick.
All right. With the derogatories, understand that if you get a derogatory and you pay it off, you've already got the negative remarks from the derogatory. Just because you pay it off doesn't necessarily mean your score going to shoot back up. Now, if they remove it, that's a different story. Mm-hmm. But just because you pay it doesn't mean that you don't have a derogatory remark anymore. You don't have a collection on your account.
The higher your age, the higher your average when it comes to your credit history and age, the better your credit score will be. 5 years is really good, but the more it is, the better. The less, the lower your score is going to be. And not saying that you can't have a 700 with 2 years or 1 year. You definitely can have it. But the better, the more age you have, the better that score will increase to.
Yep. This account got 17 total accounts. Student loans count as account. Your each credit card is account. Your mortgage is an account. Your car loan is account. So it got 17 different accounts. This is a person that's shown that they can handle credit, y'all. Mm-hmm. This is a person that has demonstrated with their actions that they don't use a lot of credit, that they've been having credit, that they've been using credit. Mm-hmm. All right. Then they got 2 hard increase. Perfect.
That means they're not applying for a credit card. Yeah, they're not applying for a credit card every 2-3 months. Like, they're not doing that. They got 2 increase as needed. They're getting it. So guess what? A lender sees a credit report that looks like this, and they're going to go crazy and offer them all types of products because they've shown that they can handle credit. They're not overusing credit. They've had credit for some time. They have a great payment history, and they're not applying for everything that comes in front of them, which shows I need it.
And just look at it from a I want to say that word, but that's not the right word. A everyday standpoint.
Okay.
All right. Just look at it from an everyday standpoint. If I borrow $100 from you, but I don't pay it back when I say I'm gonna pay it back, you're not gonna give me no more money again. So just don't think of it as something so big. It's simple. Mm-hmm. If somebody give you money, pay it back on time, and things will work itself out.
Absolutely. Okay, I see a question in chat. Does borrowing money from my 403b affect my credit? Is the 403b,
That's a retirement
is that
account,
the
right?
retirement one? As long as it does not report to your credit, then it will not affect your credit. If it reports to a credit bureau, then it will affect your credit.
Yes. And side note, left field, I've been having this conversation with my financial advisor, insurance guy. He's been kind of showing me some of the ropes from the insurance world of why it's good to get certain type of insurance policies that you can borrow from, because it does not report to your credit.
Yeah.
So it doesn't affect your DTI, it doesn't affect your credit age, it doesn't affect your utilization. So that's one of those things that it does not, if it don't report to your personal credit, you perfectly fine.
Yep. All right. What Antonio and I like to use to really overcome those credit challenges are what we call credit boosters.
Before you go, all right? It's going to hurt some people's feelings, all right?
Oh, goodness. I'm sorry, y'all. Can I apologize in advance? Because I don't know what you're going to say.
When it comes to credit and the things that we're going to show you in these next couple slides, understand that you can't put sugar on shit.
Big facts.
All right? If you got late payments, if you got derogatory accounts, you got to clean those things up. Yes, Michael, IUL. You got to clean those things up. You can't go do the things that we're going to show you if you got so many negative things from the past.
Yeah.
All right? So if you have late payments, if you have collections, if you have derogatory, all those type of things, go get your credit repaired first and then build your credit. So a lot of times when you go to credit repair people, you think it's all one inclusive things, but it's not. There's two parts when it comes to credit building or credit restoring. The first part is you got to clean up the old bad stuff.
Yeah.
Then you got to put some good stuff on it to build it back up.
Mm-hmm.
So, like for us, we like doing our lease option because the best people are the people who don't have bad stuff. They just don't have no good stuff. Mm-hmm. It's a lot easier to build somebody up who don't have bad stuff on their credit report. So don't go out and get you a credit booster and say, hey, my score didn't do much if you got all this bad stuff going on.
And guess what? It's not the end of the world if you do have some bad things going on. What I would say is DM me and Antonio personally, and we'll put you in contact with people who we use, who our clients use, who our students use, when it comes to building up your, not building,
repairing and getting all that bad stuff
off. Repairing that credit.
So now you can go now.
Yeah, send this to us and we'll connect you. We don't get any affiliate commission off of that connection, but we've seen this person do wonders.
Yes.
When it comes to helping people and recovering credit that they thought would be damaged for years. All right, so let's get into credit boosters. You ready?
Let's go.
All right, so credit boosters is a line of credit that a borrower helps open in good standing, that another borrower has opened, in good standing for a period of time, typically at minimum 2 years, and it is used kind of like an authorized user to help boost their credit score. All right.
So you've heard things such as like piggybacking, authorized users. That falls into this world of credit boosters. All right. In a nutshell, and yes, it works. If I have a Chase credit card and I've had it for 20 years and I got a $20,000 limit on it and I have no utilization. I can add Ashley to that card and she will get all of that information reported to her report like she's had it the whole time.
The whole 20 years.
So understand that if you go back to the first part, we taught you what makes up a good credit report. So if she has a challenge with age and she gets a 20-year account added, she don't have a problem no more.
Right.
That dramatically adjusts your credit score.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And credit boosters are, I don't know, it's not just things such as piggyback. You can do rent reporters. Those are credit boosters to where you can go report your rent and you can go back 5 years, and that will drastically increase your credit report.
Now let me say this. Do not go ask your landlord to report your credit if you haven't been on time, if you haven't been paying on time, because they're going to put that and that's not going to increase it. So only use it if you are in good standings with your landlord and you hope to be in good standings in the near future, because then you can take from the time you move in to now and you can let all of that reflect and hit your credit report. So yeah, what's the name? Rental Karma is a good one, and Rent Reporters. Those are good ones. Our favorite is Rent Reporters. This is what I thought you was leading to. So credit boosters can help with when it comes to getting primary accounts on your credit report, lowering your utilization, adding history, and getting that mixture of accounts. All right. Those are things that credit boosters can help with.
And let me say, should I say this? Because y'all gonna come on here and say that Demar's told me.
You told me.
Not all credit cards are going to report to the bureaus as authorized users. All right. What's one that does not report? A city card. It might not report to all 3 bureaus.
Yeah.
All right. So just because you get added to somebody's card doesn't mean that card automatically reports. All right. So there are certain cards that are better to use than other cards. Amex do not report. So you want to be careful before you go out and just get a trade line
and pay for it
before you actually know what's going on.
Absolutely.
You want to be careful if somebody in your family is going to do a trade line for you. You want to make sure that they don't have no late payments on there.
Because if they do,
it's going to report to you.
That's right.
So a lot of times we try and save money, which all of us save money when we can. But if you go add a trade line and it's got high utilization, it's going to report to your credit and bring it down. Ask me how I know. I had some tenants that did that. They went and added their mom's Wells Fargo card because they didn't want to pay for a trade line, but the mom had maxed out the credit card.
And they were in the process of getting ready to buy that house, and they went from a 720 credit score to like a 630, and it immediately changed their interest rate and what they were going to be able to qualify for. And they had to wait 30 more days to.
So we had to take them off.
Take mom off, and mom felt some kind of way about being taken off. Like, what you mean, my credit card dropped your score? So it became a whole fiasco from it. So yeah, that's what you don't want to do. I got a question before we move on.
Yeah.
Wakanda said, wait, so I can just ask them to report my rent and they will do it. Yeah. So it's the portal. You set it up. There's a setup fee. If you need a rent reporter's promo code, let me know. I got quite a few of them. And I'll send it to you and it'll give you a discount.
Yes, Mama did feel some type of way.
Yeah. So put rent in the chat if you need a rent reporter's discount code, and I can get it to you. Because we faithfully use that for all of our tenants. For everybody. We faithfully use that. But what it does is it's a portal. You set it up and it'll contact your landlord. And it'll tell your landlord, hey, they are trying to get, I need you to just report whether they are doing good or not doing good. And it'll say, did Wakanda pay this rent on time? Yes or no? And all the landlord got to do is put yes or no. Tenants that live in all of our houses, we have them to do that. And every month we report yes, because that's the way that we build up their credit scores so that they can go from renting to owning. And it's that simple. I see y'all rents. So being in credit repair first is best, but is there a credit booster we can use while we are getting the repairs done? Absolutely. But let me tell you this, most credit boosters are temporarily. So you don't know how long you're going to be in credit repair, and it may counteract the whole thing.
So
say you're in credit repair for 4 months and that credit booster is only good for 3 months. Then you've just wasted 3 months of it while you're in credit repair, and now it can't help you once you get out. So you want to wait till you've gotten a lot of that stuff off and then get that credit booster and watch it jump up.
Yep.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. I see you. Okay. This was another one. This one was deep. So let me make sure I read it. I had employee banks use old credit reports from a year prior and compared it to a new credit report and denied me because she said the negatives, the lates weren't there anymore. Have you seen that before? So banks are trying to find different algorithms to make sure that you didn't do a credit sweep to clear off some of that stuff. Not every bank is that good and they can do that. But I know they have been testing that since right after COVID is when they started testing it. But most of them aren't that good. I would say
go to a different bank.
Go to a different bank, and guess what? Reapply in another month.
Yeah. And also,
and see if it changes.
If you're getting a home, some lenders, they can tell if it's authorized or it's a primary account. Some lenders might ask you to take that authorized account off. Some lenders, all right, especially when you're doing traditional work. Now, in the hard money world, they don't care about it. They just look at the number and moving on. But in the traditional world, if you're trying to buy a house, I do know some lenders that will ask you to remove those authorized users so that they can actually see what your
real score is. Yeah. Okay. Somebody put, also while in repair, say we refi our home, should the credit repair take the refi off, or will the refi help, or will it hurt? I'm late, but so many questions. No, that's fine. So you definitely don't want to take off an active account that you got. Okay. You don't want to do your credit repair and take off an active account because that's so many red flags. That refi is just an account that you have. You want to repair derogatories. You want to repair late payments, but you don't want to take off an account that you currently are using. You don't want them to call any loans due. Will a credit booster help if you have student loans on your credit report? Tony, you want to answer that? Will a credit booster help if you have student loans? What are you helping with? Let's ask that question.
I think that's the key.
Yeah. What are you helping with? Are you helping with late payments from the student loans, missed payments from the student loans? What about those student loans? Are the student loans the only thing that's on your account? Give me more info. Okay, I'm gonna jump into this while you guys are writing. I see you, Wilson.
Mr. Wilson.
All right. Why do I need credit boosters? So Tonio kind of touched on it. You need credit boosters to buy a house. If you wanted to go through a funding, if you want to go through business funding, then you're probably going to need credit boosters. Personal funding, you may need some credit boosters. If you are looking into buying franchises, if you have background checks for any sort of, say you want to move somewhere and your credit score doesn't meet their minimum, then credit boosters will help. Anything else you can think of that also help? All right. So let's talk about some best practices that Antonio and myself use when it comes to building it up. While you guys throw your questions in the chat. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. If you have no credit, you have a 0 credit score.
You are my favorite person.
You have great credit if you have a 0 credit score.
You are a gold mine. All right. If you have no credit, all right. Our first tenant, and we found this out just by trial and error. Our first tenant had a 0 credit score.
And I thought that this person was trying to fool me. I thought they was trying to throw me a wowzer. You can't possibly have a 0. Okay, go check Credit Karma, go check My Free Score, go check Total Credit Check. Go check all of these places because there's no way that you're a real person and you can have a 0 credit score. And I was absolutely wrong. I was new in the game. I had no knowledge in what I was doing. Wrong. And I literally had to call my mortgage broker and say, Can you run this person? They're getting ready to move into one of my houses and I need to see what their credit score is. And he came back and he said, Ashley, you ready to talk? I said, yeah. He said she has a 0. And I said, well, that's impossible. He said, no, that's great. Let me show you how. You have a wonderful credit score if you have a 0. Don't let anyone tell you anything different.
Yep.
You are the easiest to build. All right. So what do you need if you have no credit? You got a 0, you have no credit. What you need is you need 3 primary accounts. All right. Primary accounts could be anything, whatever credit cards you want. You can do a Rent Reporters. That's a primary account.
Secured credit cards.
Secured credit cards are absolutely great primary accounts if you are just starting.
I would recommend, if you haven't tried Kickoff.
Kickstart. Is Kickoff or Kickstart?
I think it's Kickoff. Kickstart.
I think it's Kickstart. Doom, doom, doom. Google both.
Whichever one it is,
it's
but
Kickstart, I think.
I think it's, if my wife says Kickstart, it's Kickstart. But Kickstart will allow you, they got different parts of their program to where you can get primary accounts within their site. You can do rent, you can do secured cards, you can do a bunch of different things. You can get personal loans.
Kickoff is right. He was right. I was wrong.
But I would start there because you can get multiple accounts starting there. All right. But also you'll get some credit boosters.
Experian boost. It's only gonna report to Experian, but it still helps with building up their credit score.
Yes. So she
said my son is on 0.
Start building him right now.
Yeah, start building your kids.
Go add him to your car. Start in good standings that you barely use. Go start building it right now. Don't wait till it's time. That's one of the things that wealthy people do is they start building their kids' credit early. So a lot of times you can see a person that's going to college or just graduated and they got nice cars, and you like, they mama bought that for them. Not necessarily. They can have good credit and their credit bought that for them because their parents have been building that credit since they was in middle school and high school.
Listen, I didn't even know that my mom was helping me build my credit when I was in college until I got out of college and realized that I had credit and Antonio didn't.
Yeah.
Like, we grew up in the same area, it's like literally in the same area, and had totally different experiences. I was on my family members. I had a gas card when I was in college with one of my family members on it that had like spotless credit. That boosted me up. I had, like everybody does, I got some pizza one credit card. Well, I did that several times. So I had like 2-3 credit cards. And my mom would only tell me to use it for my flight home. And then she would make sure I pay it off. But I didn't understand that she was building up my credit then without even telling me. She didn't tell me what to do, really. She just said, use that for your flight. That's your emergency cash. And only use the other one for gas. And that was all I needed.
I would say my credit, at least one of them anyway. So my first credit card was a Goodyear card.
Goodyear.
I used to drive back and forth from Birmingham to Fort Lauderdale, and with my friends, we bus load, and we in my car, and I needed some tires. I went to Goodyear and got a credit card. I got some tires on the credit card. Ask me how many payments I made.
None.
I didn't make a payment.
And
I didn't even know how to make a damn payment.
He didn't even know he was supposed to make a
payment. I
payment.
didn't even know.
And guess what? It was time to get a car. Once he graduated school, it was time to get a car. And he was like, oh, yeah, I should have good credit. And it was like, well, you got this charge off. And he said, what? Oh, I did. Oh, yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
I probably was 27, 28 by the time I was able to get my own first car in my name because I didn't understand it. Ms. Jones, I highly recommend you teaching them about credit. Don't run from credit. Embrace credit.
Yeah.
You just got to understand how to use credit, and you got to teach them. Don't just not do it, but teach them and guide them through the steps of credit.
All right, I got some questions over here before I jump back in.
All right.
Someone said, will we offer assistance? So let's say if you need assistance when it comes to credit repair, then just send me a DM and I can send you who we use for credit repair for all of our clients. I can send you who has gotten them major results. If you need help when it comes to building up your credit, I would say let's hop on a call. So just put which one put
trade line.
Put trade line in the chat, and then we'll hop on a call and create your custom.
So because we're in this world, we have access to people that will allow us to use their good trade lines, their good trade limits. Yes, there's a fee. It ain't free for their time, but if you're trying to accomplish something, you know that it's a trusted source compared to if you can go online, you don't really know who you're dealing with.
Absolutely. Why does the credit score fluctuate throughout the month, like weekly? Is there a way to minimize that fluctuation? Stop watching it so hard. All right.
Stop using your credit cards.
Yeah, that's what's gonna make it fluctuate.
That's one of the biggest things that makes your credit fluctuate is you using your credit cards. And
every time you go over that 30, it's gonna move. Good and bad.
In your mind, you think that because you pay it off before it's due, that it's not gonna report. You got different dates on your credit cards. You got a date that your credit card reports to the bureau. Mm-hmm. You got a end of statement date. You got a due date. So don't think just because you pay it by the due date or on the due date that's the amount they're going to report to the bureaus. No, them are two separate things. Right. So if you're using that card, it's going to fluctuate because you're getting caught in between cycles of them reporting.
Someone said, is this considered a private group? I would like to share this awesome info and go back and rewatch it. So yes, REI Decoded is the private group. It won't let you share it from that group, but you can always invite them into the group and then tag them in this post and they'll be able to rewatch it if you want to share it with someone. Next question. Only add them if you pay the bills on time.
Yes.
Right. Only add your kids, anyone, if you're paying the bills on time. Don't add them if you're not.
And let me say this. Let's say you got 5 credit cards. 3 of them is a little shaky. 2 of them good. You can add them to the 2 that's good. Don't add them to them other 3.
Right.
Just add them to the good stuff that you got. The ones that got low utilization, that got good age on them. No late payments.
No late payment.
Add them to those.
What's up, bro? I see you down there. What's up, Sean? All right. Tish said, will putting my son on my Capital One card help both of us? So it's not going to really help you.
It ain't going to do nothing for you.
But it will help him if the utilization is low, like Antonio said, and the history is good.
Yeah.
Ideally, you want to have some age on it. If it's your son, you want him to get a little age, but low utilization and a good payment history is what you need.
And for my parents, another nugget is, even if you get them a car, and let's say you don't think they're responsible enough yet to use it, you don't got to give it to them.
Don't give it to them.
You can hold the card for yourself and give it to them. Hey, when they go into the fair, use it then. Or you can get it and just cut it up.
Mm-hmm.
But I would prefer for you to give it to them and let them use it and let them experience it to teach them about it, so that they're not afraid of it.
All right, so we talked about what a no credit score look like. Let's talk about if you have high utilization on your. What does that mean? That means I am about maxed out on all my doggone credit cards, and I need some air to breathe. All right, because they won't give me no more credit cards because they see that I got high utilization.
All right, I need my phone, but y'all got to help me with it. So, from a utilization standpoint, let's say that you have a $10,000 credit card on your report, and your balance is $10,000. Your limit $10,000, your balance $10,000. You using 100% of that card.
Do you need this calculator by chance?
No, I want them to.
You want them?
I want them to tell what it is.
Okay.
You using 100% of that card, but let's say that you add a $50,000 trade line to your report with no utilization. How much will your utilization go down if you add that $50,000 card? So now you have a total of $60,000 in balances, and you only have a $10,000 balance. All right. Where my math people at? What's my utilization at that point?
Drop it in the chat.
Let me know. With $10,000 balance and a $10,000 limit, I was at 100% utilization. All right. Remember, the key is to get it at least under 30, but to 10. Boom. Somebody put 17%.
Is that right, y'all? Is that what y'all got?
I seen 17. I ain't do that. I'm gonna trust y'all numbers.
I don't think some people might not know how to get to that number.
Okay. So I'll walk them through how to get to that number. And as always with math, there's different ways to get to
it. Yeah, that's what we see.
I'm gonna tell you my way of getting to it. So if I got 60,000, the easy way for slow people like me, I got $60,000 in available utilization, and I got a $10,000 balance. So what I do is I'll just take it and start out with 0.30. All right. So I got lower than 30% utilization. I got 60,000.
0.30 was 18,000.
0.30 was 18,000. So then I'm gonna say, hey, what's 20% utilization? That's 12,000. So I'm lower than that. All right. So I want to say that Miss Erica was absolutely right. That's roughly 17% utilization. Your credit score would do wonders if your utilization goes from 100% to 17% by adding a trade line.
That's not how I get my numbers, but that's how that was.
I'm
right,
slow. I get my numbers different. All right. I'm pretty sure you can add it and divide it and
That's
get
exactly
that
what
a
I
whole
do.
lot quicker, but I'm slow. All right. So adding trade lines, if you have high utilization, you don't have to go pay it down. You don't have to spend that $10,000 to pay it down.
Or $20,000 if that's what your credit report looks like. You can literally add a credit booster and it will lower your utilization.
And remember, once
30 days
utilization lowers, that's the second largest part on your credit report.
So your credit score is gonna.
Now let's just hypothetically say that trade line that you added had 10 years of history, but on your current report, you only got an average of 2 years. Now that trade line is going to also boost up your credit age.
So now you're getting double bang for your buck.
So now
you're getting double bang for your buck. So it's important to, I'm going to take it back to the beginning. You can't mix sugar and shit. It's important to clear it, to know exactly what you need so that when you get that booster, that trade line, it's actually helping you versus not doing anything at all.
Yep.
All right.
You going to go back to your comments?
Oh, I think, let me make sure. Okay. Yep, we installed those.
Okay. All right.
All right. If you don't have a lot,
jump ahead. Go.
If you don't have a lot of age, then it's real simple. You need credit boosters with over 2 years of history, so that way it increases your average and no missed payments.
All right. So this is a nugget. All right. If you need age, but let's say that the trade line that you add, it only has $1,000 limit, but it got 20 years of age. That $1,000 limit don't hurt you if you can add 20 years of age. So you don't have to have both of them on the cards. You just got to have what you need. It's a big game and it's a big puzzle. If you don't have age, you need to find a card that has age. If you have utilization problems, you need to find a high limit credit card to lower that utilization. If you don't have both, you need to get a card that got both of them. So understand.
And with all cards, make sure there's no missed payments.
Yes. No missed payments across the board.
No missed payments.
All right. But at the same time, if you got utilization problems, right? But somebody got a high utilization card, they got a $20,000 Navy Federal card, but they got it less than a year ago. If you got age problems, Don't fix one thing and create something else.
And create a bigger problem.
So if anything, get two cards where one of them age, one of them is utilization.
Yeah, is this helping y'all? Are y'all understanding credit a little bit more than you did before? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. All right. If you have late payments, then you need credit boosters with 2 years of great history and no missed payments.
Yep.
You also need to call that lender and try to get them to forgive it. And if you can go through credit repair, if you have enough time, I would say go through credit repair first to try to get them off. But credit boosters with some age and history will help increase.
And let me break it down so you understand it.
I see you, Whitey.
I'm gonna break it down so you understand. If you got a late payment, let's say you got a late payment, you try credit repair, you can't get it off. The only thing that offsets a late payment is more good payments. So if you got a late payment on your report, you need to go find some good payments to offset and basically drown out that late payment. If you got 100 payments on your credit report and one of them is negative, that's basically 99%. But if you got 200 payments, it's going to drown out that one late payment. So that's why you need to add accounts and more payment options to your report. That's going to offset that late payment. That's where like rent reporters come in good, because if you can go back and add 24 months of payment history, it offsets a late payment.
I had a thought and it totally escaped my brain. Oh, so we had a client, and that client had missed payments on their student loans. And ideally you would think, okay, it's just one loan payment, but it was about 5 or 6 student loan payments, and it was for 3 months. So it significantly dropped their credit score, and it didn't, even the credit boosters didn't help because they had so many late payments because it was so many accounts and for 3 months. So make sure, if it's not that many, okay, add it. But if you need credit repair, get credit repair, because that's going to clear it up. All right. Or it's going to try to clear it up. Nothing is promised with it, but it's a better try than doing absolutely nothing.
All right. So her name ain't on her, is it? But this young lady, she came to us and she was trying to get business funding, but she had high utilization. All right. And she basically like, I can't really afford to do no trade line for real, but I got high utilization. Everything else was in line, but the utilization. She had good age. She had low inquiries. Everything else was good, but her credit score was still 600.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna tell y'all what we did with her, and it's like next level. So what we did with her was we told her to go and get a personal loan. All right. Just hear me out. It'll sound a little crazy, but we told her go get a personal loan of $10,000. And then we're going to take that $10,000 personal loan and we're going to pay off all of your revolving credit. All right. We're going to get a personal loan for $10,000. We're going to pay off all the revolving credit. And once you pay off all your revolving credit, your score is going to shoot up. The reason that her personal loan didn't hurt her because it was new is because she already had good age. So because it was a new account, it didn't affect her report because she had already good, solid history on her report. But her utilization was at 80, 90%. So when she paid that utilization off, it shot up 148 points in 30 days.
So someone asked, what does utilization mean? And utilization is the amount of credit that you are using that is available to you. So on your credit cards, if your limit is 10,000 and you use 8,000, then that's 80% utilization on that $10,000 credit card. It's the amount that you're using on a revolving line of credit.
Yeah, it's a percentage of it.
Yeah. What if someone cannot get a personal loan to cover credit card debt? That's a good question.
So one thing that I would say is work on your credit, because if you can't get a personal loan, that means your credit is more than likely not in a good situation.
Where you may need to go through credit repair first.
Yes.
Before trying to add it.
Yeah. So go through credit repair first, then you can try to get the personal loan to offset it.
Yeah. And then if the personal loan doesn't help, or if you can't get the personal loan and you've been through credit repair, you're probably you need to be at about a 600. If you're at that 600 range, then you can add credit boosters and that will help.
Mm-hmm.
If the personal loan is saying your utilization is too high and they can't do anything for you, then I would try getting credit boosters and that'll help. Yeah. Credit boosters are going to cost.
We've done this before. All right. We've said, hey, so credit boosters range anywhere from $300 to $600. It can be higher sometimes, but that's about the average cost of it, depending on the history and all that good stuff. We've done this before. We've said, hey, let's buy 2 credit boosters. All right. We know it's not going to take our credit report through the roof, but it might get us to a 620, 630 mark. Once we get to that 620, 630 mark, then we can go apply for the personal loans. Mm-hmm. Then once we get the personal loans, we'll pay off our revolving credit. Now our scope can go up to 680, 700.
Yeah. So some people are going to have to take a couple of steps. Some people can just start at building. Some people are going to have to clear up and build. Some people are going to have to add, build. Everyone is different, again, because all of your credit scores are different. But the most important thing is finding out, what do I need? What are my steps? And don't go. I know everybody's so smart and you get into it, you get excited, but don't go recreating the reel. Yeah, don't go recreating the reel. If you are giving a plan by a mortgage broker, if you're giving a plan by us, like literally follow that plan so that you can see results like this.
And so one of the things that we do, because we believe in credit, if you need a plan, we'll give free plans. Like we have people that's in our office, and that's all they do is analyze credit reports and give plans. So if you need a plan, just let us know. We don't mind sitting down and creating a plan for you to get to the credit score you want to get to the fastest way possible. All right. So if you need that, I don't know, just let us know, reach out, whatever. We do that. That's a normal thing that we do.
Just put trade line again in the chat, and then our team.
Same people?
Yeah, same people.
All right.
To break it down and do it.
All right. Questions. Anybody got a particular situation that they want to talk about?
I see you.
I see Cora put plan. Like that ain't. We believe in credit. We understand the power of credit, and people are not talking about credit enough.
Yeah, we've seen it do wonders for clients, for first-time homeowners getting ready to buy their first home, for people getting ready to start investing in real estate. I think the foundation started with teaching people how to be able to buy that house. It led to teaching people how to start investing in real estate, and we just carry it on because we understand that that's a gift and a niche that we have, and it's to see that credit score and literally break it down and say, okay, do it in 1, 2, 3 steps versus it taking you a whole year to figure it out.
And one of the things that we started doing is because people would go to the mortgage brokers and get denied, but the mortgage brokers would never tell them how to improve their scores to get the house. So it was just, you're not approved right now. They put you to the back burner, and whenever you go do what you got to do, just go credit repair and come back to me. But that's not enough for me.
Yeah, and sometimes you don't need credit repair. Sometimes you just need trade lines. Sometimes you just need a direction. Maybe you just need a personal loan to lower things, to get you to the next level. So you just telling me I need to go through credit repair, and I go through credit repair, and now you telling me I ain't got enough accounts because they done wiped off everything on credit repair. And now I'm literally back where I started. I don't qualify for this loan.
Yep.
All right. Did we answer everything?
Let's get out of here.
I think we did.
I got a meeting today, don't I?
You do. Another one right next. All right, you guys.
Hold up.
How do I maximize a secured loan to improve my credit score? Maximize a secured loan to improve credit score. So the best way of maximizing it, and you tell me if you think of something different, is by using it to pay off any of your revolving credit to get it under 30%. Ideally, you want to get it under 10, but I don't know how far you are from getting it under 10. So if you can get it under 10, that will be great. If you can get it under 30, that's good too. If you can't, then you want to do that and then add some trade lines to boost it up from there. Oh, thank you, Tamika. We love you.
Facts. All right, we're gonna get out of here. We are sold out of the dynamic funding tour for Birmingham.
Next stop is
Montgomery. So hope to see y'all there. If you know somebody that is trying to get into real estate, and funding is an issue, send them our way.
Absolutely. All right. Love you guys. Have an amazing day. Peace.